Back we are, War3Champions Finals, everybody. We go into the lower bracket. The winner bracket for tomorrow has been decided, and it is the classic of Happy versus Foggy. But what's happening in the lower bracket? Carson and the Westerners, they're dominating the winner bracket. The Chinese are trailing the entire tournament. So who's gonna survive now in the Korean Civil War?
Yeah, there's so many great players left over. It's a shame that some of these players are going to be eliminated. Hopefully, for just for human sake, Sock can grind his way through this. Although LabyRinth is definitely a player I would love to see go deep in one of these tournaments. I don't know what is LabyRinth's best result. I think you were saying last weekend that he hasn't played a ton of tournaments, but does he have a gold medal, silver medal, anything like that so far?
No. He had a top 8 run in War3Champions Season 7. He had a top 8 run in AWL, but that was an AWL in 2012.
Wow.
He lost to Storm, who I don't remember.
I think that's also an undead player.
No, it was a human player. He was at Meteor Makers. Okay, that I do remember him.
Okay.
But yeah, not too many results, but everybody respects him a lot, the LabyRinth guy, and now he can show his real skills. He has no ELO ranking because he's not playing the tournaments. We can give him the go though, and then he can show us what this is all about, what the hype is all about. Can LabyRinth get his best War3Champions performance ever and get a top 6 again, or will it be Sock, the top 4 finisher of the Arcadia World Series? Once again, a best of 3, but now it's not about winner bracket runs, it's about elimination and survival.
Yeah, we're going to see how they survive on EI 2.0 after a rehost. But EI 2.0, I haven't seen it at least this weekend. We might have seen it once in the first week, but it's definitely something that hasn't been able to shine too much, a map, but that will be nice for this matchup, especially with the tiebreaker expansion now.
Yeah, I love this map. Like, it's one of the best overhauls that we ever had. I really love these overhauls to give a revamp to classic maps like Echo Isles, like Twisted Meadows, also Secret Valley, that was picked actually by Happy earlier. We also saw it in the weekly yesterday, so it's getting some traction. Also, the chat is getting some traction. Thank you, Butt Crumbs, for the $5. Woo! Carson, we love you. Throws underwear.
That's exactly what you want somebody named Butt Crumbs to do. Thank you for that, my man.
And thank you, Tyloo, for gifting a sub to Carson. Man, the love that you receive here.
Thank you, guys. And both players ready. Our rehost is good to go. And let's go.
Let's go indeed. Human versus Undead. One of my favorite matchups next to Undead versus Orc, if it's not involving Happy. We've seen Sock's skills in this matchup at the Arcadia World Series, the craziest series of the entire tournament, with this quarterfinal versus X-Lord. So Sock, can you do it again? And LabyRinth, can you be the Korean X-Lord?
Yeah, that would be nice to see a repeat of that, or even just a repeat of some of the strategies. Remember, it was Sock playing Mountain King first quite often, and made for very, very exciting games. So maybe we could see something like that. But on a map like Echo Isles, even if it is a new and improved version, fast expansion is going to be a very much possibility. Just like Mountain King, actually, now that it comes to mind, is very much a possibility on this map.
Could very well be. I wonder if it's still this expansion meta on this map with the revamp. I would say yes, but on one side, on both sides, there's not much game tape.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a surprise, probably, especially what LabyRinth does here. We did say that he was going to do something crazy, though, against Happy earlier, and he just kind of played Head Fiends with a DK, and it seems to be no different this time around, although it still could be a Ghoul opener.
Carson, it's a Paladin Footman opening.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah?
Let's go. Yeah. Love
Dude,
Paladin first.
I think Sock is watching the cast, And he's heard that we want longer series and longer games. Paladin, Footman, expansion, Lightning Shield, Holy Light Harass, tanks. Is it that kind of a game?
Yes, please. I was watching Baron's stream last night as I was falling asleep in my chair, trying to stay awake a little bit later, and he was watching a lot of Paladin replays against Undead, trying to figure out how to beat it. And I was thinking, Paladin against Undead, why is that not played more often? Why is that not more standard? The Divine Shield, Acolyte, Harass, especially on a map with no Zeppelin, is crazy strong. I think it's something that should be explored a bit more, not just Pally rifles like we're so used to, but literally just Pally expansion against Undead.
Yeah, it's very, very, very slow. Like, even slower than an Archmage build would be. But yeah, it's getting some traction, these Pally openers. Chemico plays it a little bit. And now Sock, he was once called King Cancer. Because of his playstyle, of course, with a lot of tanks. He's definitely capable of playing it. I think Undead's just got really good at countering it with anti-magic, by just building the base properly. And so it doesn't have the same effect as it was before. But yeah, maybe if you're not used to it, let's see.
This will be a Death Knight expansion for Labyrinth, a build order that I'm a super fan of. Speaking of X-Lord, he was, I think, the player to do this best, actually, this DK expansion. It's pretty much exactly the same as a Crippled or a Lich expansion, only you have level 2 coils, so you don't just get owned in the mid-game. And you can pretty much do everything else still. The Footman is going to pressure. A lot of the times we'll see Undeads build the Nerubian before the Haunted Goldmine, just for this Footman's sake, so that this doesn't happen. It's a little bit annoying to deal with, but Labyrinth will be on 2 base very, very soon, and it seems like Sock, for the time being, hasn't called the boys yet. Okay, there they go, and he's going to go for that expansion now.
This is an expensive early game. Double Mercs, Palinot 3, Ghouls are already at the natural. This is... I guess it's just not working out, is it? It's also Devotion Aura, not Divine Shield. I am very confused about the way Sock plays this. He can maybe get some kills with Holy Light now, but it's also weak Holy Light. It's 3 mercenaries now, and the boys are coming. He was delayed by a little bit by losing like creep, a peasant to the creep, but yeah, this has to work now. The Undead is already on 2 bases.
And level 3 will be very, very important. And then, he can actually just... If he gets level 3 here, Sock, he could throw Holy Lights on the DK. Just over and over again. Just throw all of his mana on the DK. But he definitely has to secure the level 3 Priest. Getting surrounded, but not yet. A lot of time bought through this Priest. And Labyrinth are going to respect this level 3 Paladin now and just run away, as it seems.
I respect the support that the people give us. Thank you, Smoke Coalition, our new mod. Give it up for him. He's responsible for the predictions you guys get today. Gifting us up to Saggy and Tai Lu with another 1,000 bits. I bought these bits and I don't know what to do with them. Well, give them to us. We take care of it. We know what to do with it. We're building a castle out of bits.
Yes. I'm literally building a castle with all your money, guys. Thank you for that. Staff and boots, perhaps. Just boots for now. And again, the Paladin, we were saying that the Dreadlord is the Warden of Undead. I think the Paladin is the Warden of Human against Undead. You can get boots and you can chase that Death Knight down with Holy Lights.
Yeah, if you play this against me on ladder, I quit immediately. This is the worst. It's just by far the worst. Yep, raise the hammer, read a little bit of this book, and kill workers. That's what it's all about.
The Acolytes. The first of many that are going to go down this game. We don't have Divine Shield, though, which I'm honestly not a fan of going Devotion Aura. I like Divine Shield Harass. I think that's a huge advantage of playing Paladin in this matchup. Surprised that Sock doesn't see it that way, but for now, the triple piercing damage is going to be really strong against these ghouls.
Right on. Labyrinth is teching already. Expo, yeah, a little crippled, but that's about it. Someone in chat calls triple Crypt Gargs. And you know what? I don't hate it.
Yeah, definitely not. We could see, in the case of that, maybe Panda Blood Mage out of Sock. Weirdly enough, that could work. And then you have just a super carry Panda.
I don't know, man. It's just one tower here as well. Tech not started yet at 7 minutes. It is a slow early game. But yeah, he's also pretty conservative with his mana. Oh, careful, careful. He's not spamming Holy Light.
Yeah, surprise. I would have already thrown all my mana away on that DK, but he's going to get a Ghoul kill Sock. And each one counts. We have second Crypt for Labyrinth, but this doesn't necessarily have to mean Gargs. Yeah, okay, there is Fiends now coming out. Yeah. The standard way to play this DK expansion, at least in the past, was just go tier 3, get up to 70 supply as early as possible with a single Temple, single Slaughterhouse, double Crypt Fiends, try Hero, and then just all in with 70 supply at tier 3 against the human expansion, because the human can't get any strong units out until they're tier 3, whereas undead can build statues and fiends all the way up until tier 3. So your 70 supply army is online a lot quicker, and that's how this tends to work out for the undead.
That is a very good point indeed. You can go for a second Rax and double Workshop to close that gap a little bit, but in general, true that, 4 mercenaries now. What are these 3 Shadow Priests about? Like,
yeah.
They don't do much damage. Does he really need so much healing? Does he need the Dispel? I don't think so. It's really
they don't
odd.
Do bad damage. If they stay alive, their damage is quite good, but that's a problem when you have level 2 Coil online.
Ah, yeah. Okay, another Berserker. We don't build anything. We just buy stuff from the mercenary camp. Fiend in trouble. There's a Holy Light. That's a big kill right there, but Labyrinth getting the immediate return if the Lich can reach, but there's another Holy Light. It is a cheap spell for sure, but now that Lich with the Nova getting 2 to 3 Footmen and levels well. It is also Divine Shield level 2, man. I don't understand this game. I don't.
Alright, both mana potions were used. That's worth it for the Berserker. In fact, an even trade there, and then you get some bonus experience on the side. And Labyrinth goes aggressive. And we do have tier 3 double Crypt and Slaughterhouse. No Temple that I can see for Labyrinth, but he's still going to be able to get up to that 70 supply very, very soon. In the meantime, Sock, I don't know what he's going to go into. He's not overbuilding towers, or else I would say that tanks are a possibility, but I don't know. I don't know what his tier 2 is going to be. Rifles and a Blood Mage, as it seems.
Oh, dude. Banish Holy Light is so powerful and so annoying. I'm in for it, man. I'm in. I'm also in for all the support you guys give us. Jay Salarex, another 1,000 bits. Our castle is growing. Oh, I got some bits very long time ago. Thanks for reminding me this exists.
Thank ya. Tally. This guy can get level 5. You mentioned the Banish Holy Light. It's going to be a huge possibility. That's going to be nearly one-shotting Fiends if he gets up to that point.
Labyrinth has arrived at tier 3. It's Frenzy Destroyer time. Triple hero soon, I guess. Sock spending more time on tier 2. He has that human sickness of having too little lumber. He did build a lot of constructions here and also going for items, so for upgrades, so maybe that will even it out. But yeah, he needs levels. He needs to creep. That's what the rifles are for. That's what the mercenaries were for. But he's so far away from tier 3. I wonder if he ever get there.
Yeah, I do like... I said before Divine Shield would be great if he was going to go for more harass style. I think that would be paired with like a tank play and a quick tier 3. But the Devotion Aura, of course, is going to be excellent with rifles. Wouldn't even be surprised, as much of it as it would pain me to see, Devotion Aura on level 5 at level 3. Be pretty good, because Holy Light, similar to level 3 Coil, it overheals Fiends. Level 3 Holy Light overheals rifles, so...
But it's a nuke. It's a strong nuke.
And here's that push I was talking about. Tier 3 Tri-Hero, 62 supply, not 70, but this is a really quick, strong 65 now supply army for Labyrinth. This is a standard way to play it. Labyrinth's played this game excellent so far.
I agree. That's the perfect reaction, using his timing advantages. And Sock is here to buy time. But buy time for what? Just for mass, I guess. And then I wonder if this army is even competitive with the Tri-Hero Undead Fiend statues.
I see that Labyrinth is a fellow A-clicker when it comes to attacking instead of right-clicking. He hits his own statue with his entire army. 250 damage to it. Unfortunate.
I mean, we all know this matchup is hard. He's just evening it out a little bit for Sock.
Exactly. So that's soften up those statues. They are very strong at the end of the day. Barracks needs to live because Sock needs the production right now. Supply nearly even. Tech, of course, not. So Sock would love to be ahead in supply, but not going to be possible.
Okay, creeping in Sock's front yard. Not too great. No banish yet. Tier 3 finally queued. LabyRinth is adding abominations for Disease Cloud. Very, very good against rifles to a degree. They are pretty squishy, but we'll see. This little choke can be nasty, but LabyRinth is playing this so patiently and so well. Like, just Coil Nova, take a rifle here and there, prevent leveling, and assert more dominance. And, oh, maybe expand in the north again?
Yeah, it could definitely be possible. A lot of Fiends. All Sock is able to kill, really, is the ghouls, and LabyRinth is happy to trade those out for Fiends.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, LabyRinth is the one that's Coil Novaing down Rifleman. Rifleman, though, 2-1 upgrades. Tier 3 on the way. If they get Inner Fire, and he can get a third hero, maybe a Mountain King third for Sock, he'll be a lot stronger, but for now, he's losing a ton of units.
Okay, then. The Rifle Concave is kinda nice, but the Disease Crowd is spread, and there's almost no combat item. Coil Nova, again, the boys are called, but having a rough time connecting. This Abomination is buying so much time for Labby.
Disease Cloud, Frost Armor, really, really good. Level 2 now, though, for the Banish is going to be nice. One Fiend will finally fall. There's still a heal scroll. Seems like Sock is turning the tides here. It's going to be a second Fiend falling. Yeah, third Fiend falling. The nuke is coming in now.
Okay, the Holy Lights, but where's the mana sustain? Once this mana pool is gone, well, maybe with Siphon. And that's exactly what's happening here. Level 5 Pally is at the breaking point for Labby.
Disease Cloud's starting to work, but level 3 Holy Light going to be doing more work than that. This A-bomb could be killed. There it is. Oh my god. I think Sock's done it. He's going to hold. He's going to be tier 3.
Nasty.
He's almost Blood Mage level 3. I don't know if LabyRinth can really build an army short of Banshees that's going to stop this.
That's not even his final form, and yeah, maybe the lack of Banshees is really biting him here. There's very little Dispel, so Curse would have been amazing as well, and of course Anti-Magic against the level 3 Holy Light is super helpful. All of a sudden, after one fight, Sock took the lead. In supply, in levels, tech is evened out, and now we get Tri-Hero, maybe Mountain King for more nuke. We get... What's he doing? Is it Mortars with Frag Shards?
Could be. And maybe a Flying Machine or two just to scout and have them for Burrow. But yeah, Frag Shard Mortar teams obviously would counter the Banshees that could possibly come out. But then it wouldn't be too necessary because you have so many rifles. But if they're well positioned, I guess you might end up needing that. And here comes the Harass. Paladin start to one-shot these Acolytes, and this is going to be rough for LabyRinth to deal with.
Oh, this is what we were talking about. With an Invo Potion, Holy Light, get in there, swing the hammer, get the Holy Light in, reduce the income. This is peak human gameplay.
Sock's gotta be careful. He doesn't want to have to town portal out.
No, he has a staff. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm surprised LabyRinth didn't just throw a Coil Nova on him. That Paladin would have been like 200 HP after that. But I guess it doesn't really matter here as the scroll regen comes through. And Sock just chilling for now. There is some creeping yet to be done. A green camp and 2 oranges. One of the 2 being taken now by LabyRinth, who's hoping to, you know, even up the heroes a little bit. If he can get Lich 5, that's going to make a world of difference. I don't think any amount of rifles can defeat a Lich level 5.
Yeah, I'd agree.
As well. That's excellent for LabyRinth.
Was about to say, like, his items weren't really that good. He found 3 rings so far. But yeah, against Holy Light, Rune Braces is fantastic. Mountain King is coming too, so additional value. Hold on, this Pally. Whew, has the TP out. Point blank. Hey, the Murlocs are freed! What are the statues doing?
Oh, they're trying to win that fight. It's going to be pretty difficult for those guys to win. Okay, the army meets up, and level 3 now in the Dark Ranger. Is that level 2 Black Arrow? Yeah, it is.
For sure.
That's going to be super duper strong here. Mountain King 3rd. Paladin needs to heal up. Staff available. Inner Fire done. So just +3 attack, and Sock is as strong as he'll ever be.
Exactly. With frag shards, which is insane damage versus fiends. How long until we mine out? 3,500. Not lasting forever. I would love to see a fight over that 12 o'clock expansion.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
Get 80, get all the upgrades, and then one fight. But Labby, he wants more. He wants kills earlier.
Yeah, hasn't been too many games on EI 2.0 yet that have come down to that third expo, which we have seen on Concealed Hill time and time again. Obviously, that tiebreaker expo in the middle of Concealed Hill. So it would be nice to see a game like that on EI. LabyRinth, 90 supply pushing. Sock, he's down by 12 supply, but I can't help thinking he actually might be stronger if he interfires everything.
Yeah, two upgrades now for him as well. What's the armor value on a rifle? 7.5.
Still room to improve as well. One more armor upgrade, one more attack upgrade, and a level of divine shield. And of course, inner fire. Let's see the armor. Come on. It's 12.5 on the mortar team.
All right, silence immediately onto that blood mage, so he can't siphon too much. Mountain King up front. He gets 11.5 armor now. Holy Light used on the rifle to keep it up. Mountain King's trying to close that gate. A-bomb about to fall. Siphon goes through for a bit. Level 2 Siphon is so surreal, by the way. Heal potion on the Mountain King. He's not in trouble at all. Very conservative with the mana spent on Inner Fire so far. That's, of course, due to the lack of an Archmage. Mana regen for Priest, not the easiest.
Yeah, I like that he's just been interfering the mortar team so far, because then the destroyer can't really reach it if there is a destroyer up in the air trying to do that. There's the one right now, and of course he can't hover above all those rifles, whereas he could safely devour it on a clump of rifles in the front. So just putting it on the few units in the back, I think, is good. And now LabyRinth ping-ponging between the base is going to go towards the expansion, but the Sim City... Look at these farms. What are you supposed to do? The farms are so cheap and they scut all over the place, Neo.
I heard some casters say they're super imbalanced.
Yes. I mean, look at them.
Yeah, I look at them.
Look at him go. Mountain King, look at him go. Nice clap. Slowing down the damage, but still 8 supply advantage for LabyRinth. He needs to get something done because he's high upkeep.
You get a mortar team. Can he get these A-bombs up front? One is just running around like a hapless chicken. He's trying to go for the nuke, but of course Inner Fire and Holy Light will save this Mountain King for days. Weird position between the two forests here. Massive Nova in the back, though.
Yeah, he'll scroll to remedy that situation. Holy Light on that Rifleman is good. Mountain King needs to be careful, though, because no greater heal any longer. Destroyers are hovering over. They tried to go for the mortar team, but both are just going to be focused down right away. Nova again lands good. Destroyer saves himself, and the Coil saves him doubly. Still 2 mana pots on the Deacon. It's about to hit level 5. Mountain King going to need a Holy Light. Abominations could be focused down in no time. 79 versus 89, though, still. That
Abomination getting baptized here in the fight. I'm not too sure, man. I feel like Labby is doing it if he has the mana to sustain it, and with statues. Of course, you always do, or you should. Where's the Blood Mage impact? He can't siphon too much anymore. That's level 5. Sick Coil. Destro moving in, but not getting killed. This Mountain King, he needs 3, and he's got to carry. There's the level. Is it Stormbolt? No, it's Clap 2 against all these fiends, and maybe that saves Sock.
Sap out on that Rifleman that was out of position. We still have Holy Lights. Paladin at risk of actually being nuked, though TP might have to be passed over if a mana pod is used, but there's no Nova currently for the Coil and the Nova. Sock backs away 76 versus 69. They still have so many units left, but what Sock is lacking now is Priests. Oh, Coil! Blood Mage just goes down. There was a Holy Light, too.
Unfortunate mistake for Sock. He's against the ropes. The 12 o'clock might be his, but we might not even get there. 21 minutes. The main bases are about to expire, and this base is almost undefended, and the farms might be turned against Sock now.
They'll be the last to go, though, I'm sure. 500 HP on those suckers. Fiend falls. By the way, 2 Fiends fell to the north of the fight that were a little bit AFK, but... Oops. Doesn't really matter for LabyRinth currently, who's up by nearly 15 supply. The Blood Mage is an essential part of this fight to keep the sustain up. The staff is available. Paladin almost level 6. Are the corpses still around? Ooh, if only he could run and get a kill and have enough mana, he could save a bunch of those priests that he needs so desperately.
Yeah, they last for 90 seconds. I think that's over. That would be so pathetic if he uses his ult, spend all the mana, and then he gets nothing in return.
Yeah. it's always a gamble too because of the black arrow. You don't know how many of those corpses are just fiends as opposed to rifles. Because if the Dark Ranger is doing her job, all the last hits provide no corpses.
Sock's being choked out here. Of course, Labby is spending a lot in upkeep. 2,000 gold difference in paid upkeep. But this expo is done. And then it's a 1-base, 0-base situation. Ghoul is taking care of the 12 o'clock. And this looks like a Labby win to me.
This Town Hall is donezo in no time. Mountain King is here. Blood Mage is 8 seconds away, but he's still got to run all the way down. Abomination in the front gonna eat a coil. Oh, actually, no, never mind. The Paladin does Divine Shield on level 6. There it is, but no ultimate, that means.
That hurts, man. That hurts. He could have resurrected all the hurt units, and now it's just the downfall of the rifles. Eat dirt, dwarves. This Lich is so dominant, and this Pally did not work. LabyRinth not getting baptized here. It was his victory. 1-0 for the Korean Undead.
A super sick game, though. The Riflemen, I guess, fall off after a time. I just don't know what army, other than that, you're supposed to go with that Paladin. Knights feel a little bit underwhelming when you don't have the high-level Stormbolt to follow up. Maybe Knights could have been the play later on. At least a couple of them. Maybe against that number of Fiends, mixing in a couple. Because, again, no Banshees. So maybe that was the thing missing for Sock.
I think if you play the Paladin, you have to play it differently. Lamey. Maybe also getting the staff earlier. The boots were acquired really early. That was nice. But yeah, you gotta spam that Holy Light. You gotta be as annoying as humanly possible. Oh boy. That is Sock against the ropes. The last remaining human might just be eliminated here. Top 8 run. Not bad. But of course you want more. You want that match versus Colorful. You know what? I'm not opposed to LabyRinth versus Colorful either. Whoever wins here will give us a great match at the end of the day. What's our next map?
Tide Hunters, and definitely another DK Expo possibility here, and would be weird to see a Paladin here because of the lack of mercenaries. Would also be weird to see a Mountain King here, so might have to see Sock playing a little bit more standard, which isn't always great against the DK expansion.
This, will we finally see a Lich opener? Will we finally see a Dreadlord opener? We promised the people a Dreadlord. LabyRinth, can you please give the people what they want?
Yeah, that would be nice. It would be nice. We haven't seen it yet, except for a third hero, I think, one time. So, would be quite the treat to see. We've seen the Warden of Human. Will we see the Warden of Undead?
And I will take this moment also to say hello to my dear fellow casters and to the stream. Guys, I'm sorry for being late. I apologize. I kind of overslept, and I felt the tremors of yesterday. But I'm glad to be back here now. I hope you guys can forgive me. I'm sorry, but I'm here now. It seems like we kind of were racing through the day. A lot of series are over already. I'm quite shocked to see we're so deep in already. It's been a lot of quick games here so far.
2-0, 2-0, 2-0 so far, yep.
I got one question, Remo Demo. Did you wake up...
I have lots of questions about yesterday.
Did you wake up in the correct city?
Sort of. It's woke up in like a suburb of Mainz, kind of. Yeah. Lots of stuff happened last night. It was a good time, as you guys may be aware. Carnival started yesterday, everywhere in Germany, and especially in Mainz, where it is heavily celebrated. And I did partake, and it was a good time. But what did Viserys Targaryen say? The gods have punished me for my indulgences, and I feel that punishment today. But I'm glad to be here with all of you.
And now we're glad to go into map 2 between Sock and LabyRinth. The top 4 finisher of the World Series is facing elimination, and it would be against an Undead. Sock starting on the upper left-hand side. LabyRinth bottom right-hand side, just one step away from his best W3C performance ever. Top 6 run with what hero though? Is it just DK? Oh, Lich it is. Yeah, Sock, pray to the heavens. This is gonna be a nightmare.
Glad to see it finally. The Lich. We've been talking about it. We've been talking about LabyRinth in particular playing this. So nice to see him playing a strategy where he will shine. But of course, the DK was solid. Yeah, I was very impressed with this last game. I feel like he played that pretty close to at least strategically perfectly. Hard to do it mechanically perfectly without those big of armies, 90 supply. But yeah, we'll see probably a pretty similar strategy to last. The expansion and then the push to 70 supply. But with the Lich as opposed to the Death Knight, you can do a lot more economic damage early on.
Yeah, exactly. And on Tidehunters, why not? This is LabyRinth style. This is the style he basically invented and popularized. Lich first, expand and play the game from there. This time his opponent is an Archmage, not a Paladin. Wow. Lab creep first against Undead. I guess why not?
This might indicate Sock's going to play one base, actually. If he does power creep to level 3, so kind of the last refuge special in a way.
Huh. Okay, this is already odd. Last time he lost a worker early. This not the case. Sobi mask. Okay, this is wonderful. On the other side, Lich is getting a ring again. LabyRinth, man, he's really not blessed with item drops so far. But yeah, Sock, show us, what's the play? Is it a super slow expansion or is it a one base play? Both not too great.
Yeah, that Sobi mask is so damn good as well. The turtles and the split creep at the orange camp with the sea giant will be level 3, and then Sock can go straight across, and he's gonna have plenty of water elementals. And some gauntlets as well. LabyRinth to secure the level 2. And this time around he's going Nerubian before Goldmine, whereas on Echo Isles he went Goldmine first. So he's playing it a little bit safer this time around, lacking the 20 lumber for the Nerubian. There it is. And Sock, is going to counter Expo just with level 3. Maybe he realizes having that level 3 is going to be good against the ghoul pressure potentially. And the late Expo is not going to be the end of the world because tech not too important when your opponent's also expanding. So maybe this makes sense for Sock.
Okay. Yeah, it will be a lot of ghouls and lack of healing for sure. So a different approach compared to the we gotta expand as fast as we can, otherwise we lose the game in 5 minutes approach of all the other humans in the world. Wonder how that works out for him. Lich is of course also on the way to 3, but here's the first aggressive play. It's coming from Sock.
A player's forces are under attack.
With level 3, with 2 water elementals in the tank, 1 currently used. That's a goldmine cancel. I don't think there's any way around this. And LabyRinth, out of position, was not scouting this, did not realize what was going to go on. And the goldmine at like 70%, 75%. Will hopefully for LabyRinth's sake be at least a couple of footmen going down, but the goldmine is more important. It'll be maybe 3 footmen falling.
Ooh,
actually, even maybe more.
It's an invite for a Nova. Boom! Right on the money. And he can control the Archmage a little bit, but Sock, his timing is working out beautifully. His expansion is up a lot earlier, and LabyRinth is not switching into a one-base play. He's just trying to do this again.
And there's another water elemental eventually, but Sock doesn't have many footmen left over, at least that are in fighting shape. He's building the shop before teching. I'm a fan of that against the Lich, of course. Not for the footmen necessarily, but for the focus fire that could come onto the Archmage. You don't want to tech without that shop, because you never know when you're going to need it. It's only 2 Novas away from pretty much a 1 HP Archmage. Archmage finds the ghouls, and I don't think LabyRinth is going to do much damage here.
I don't think so either. There's 1 Nova. There's also only 2 rods. Ghouls are already hurt. Sock's level 2 water elemental play. Really, really nice so far.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of this. Nice deny on the ghoul that was going to go down, but you're only denying a future level 4 Archmage. Nova going to find 2 footmen. We're seeing the power of the Lich as opposed to the Death Knight now. The weakness will show around tier 2 when LabyRinth possibly struggles to creep DK3 for that coil level 2, which is essential before the push. But for now, we're going to see him get a ton of footman kills. Sock now teching. LabyRinth is teching as well. Sock actually slightly ahead in the tech.
Ahead with the gold mine, ahead with the tech. That's something you don't usually see too often in this matchup. He can play the game from here. The question is, should he creep more and get that Archmage to 4 for more water elemental spam, or should he try a new attack, which is definitely what he's trying to do. Lich is right around the corner though, but it's nighttime. Oh, with the skeletons, did he see him coming?
Doesn't seem like it. No, now he realizes, and Goldmine not cancelable, of course, at this stage. Maybe the Acolytes are killable. Still not even fully saturated. Okay, there is 5 Acolytes here, but they haven't fully been able to mine yet. LabyRinth, he's considering novaing that Archmage, I think, for a second, but instead just goes for more and more Footmen. Lich is going to be level 4 here.
Okay. Not bad.
Denied.
Oh! Oh, so good. Oh boy, and so important. Otherwise, it's unlimited mana. You know it. A run of Necromancy is then basically 8 mana potions for 150 gold. Feels good.
Can't complain with that for Sock. Blacksmith and second barracks currently, so maybe Rifleman yet again. Or it could just be for the future Knights as well, but that's very early second barracks.
Yeah, it feels like you can transition well into tier 3 when you go heavy on rifle for a while, of course, against Nova 2.
Yeah.
That is also dangerous, but maybe it's also for creeping for the Mountain King. There's a lot of upsides to these rifles for a while.
And of course, they're pretty decent against ghouls as well. They're not necessarily a counter, but piercing damage just tends to work good against ghouls. And there's the level 4 finally on the Lich. Archmage needs to be super careful now because there's a Nova right around the corner at all times.
Yeah, piercing damage seems to be working well against everything, basically.
Essentially, other than, you know, defend Footmen. That's about it.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Even buildings, like, give me a handful of archers and they're tearing down your base in no time.
A town is under siege.
Piercing damage definitely... Oh, Sapper! Boom! Blows up! And that is not good. That's a Naruk gone.
That's a super early Sapper. You normally don't think about those things this early, but that was as soon as the Sapper spawned in the lab. Sock picked it up with that farm. Just what else can farms do in this game for Sock? Unbelievable.
Archmage getting out of here with the staff, not even the TP. Lich is hurt now, and the DK just started production. He's benched basically, and we get the castle tech, we get Mountain King, double workshop. Sock feeling good now.
Yeah, suppose Sock just went for that double barracks earlier on, just to have a few more Footmen to pressure a bit more, which he's used them quite well, because it's a similar philosophy against Night Elf. When you get a level 3 Keeper of the Grove, you're better to sacrifice Footmen to the level 2 Entangled than lose a bunch of peasants at your expansion. So Sock is sort of just throwing Footmen into this Lich, trying to deny where he can, but at least in doing so, he's not losing 20 peasants in the early game.
Did he even lose a single one?
I don't think so yet, no.
Yes. Overpopulation soon. Need to do something against it, but... They're just creeping, and his heroes are very imbalanced. Not just because they're undead heroes, but 4.5 and DK 0 experience. He has to change something about that.
This is the tough part, as I mentioned, of this strategy, but the solo creeping, already quite good. Luckily, LabyRinth kept a lot of those ghouls alive, and he's still got lumber economy at home in the way of 5 lumber ghouls, so yeah, nicely getting level 2 already. Needs one more decently sized camp for that DK 3, but at the same time, Sock is going to have Mountain King 3.
Yep.
Sock actually has the bigger bank currently too, because of course, as you mentioned, his gold mine was online quicker than LabyRinth's, so that's going to be a lot of night production. And Sock is in arguably a decent position here, but that Lich level 5 soon is going to be something to deal with for Sock, of course.
Mountain King says no to a Nova for a couple of seconds. Stormbolt 1. Archmage still has the town portal. He didn't use it before, but maybe he has to read that scroll now. Disables the Lich again. Buys the time for the Archmage to retreat. Well played by Sock. Now Lich is finding himself in a surround. Whoopsie. The Mountain King is having some impact, but so do the ghouls against Footmen, just eating them.
Yeah, a couple of ghouls are going to fall. MK level 2, but the MK is out of mana. And Lich, so much experience, and the Mountain King is surrounded. Is there a staff? Where's the shop? I think it's at the expansion, right? So the Archmage nowhere in range to save that. MK on level 2, and a couple of ghouls go down, yeah, but the MK level 2 is not going to be level 3 for minutes at this stage.
What an asshole Archmage. The Mountain King saves his butt, throws everything he has onto that Lich to let the horse and the old man evacuate, and then he's just left behind. Not even making an attempt to bring a potion or to get a staff or something. Disappointed from the old man. And he calls himself Lightbringer.
Yeah, the Archmage is like that guy at the beginning of 28 Weeks Later, just jumps out the window, doesn't help anyone, runs to the boat, kicks the guy off the boat. Everyone else is dead in the barn. Unbelievable Archmage.
I didn't see that movie.
Oh, classic. You gotta watch it. If you like horror movies, at least. One of the best. One of the best of all time.
I think Remo just left the call when you said it's a classic, but...
It's an excellent movie.
Okay. I'll check
But even
it out.
I got that reference, dude. Like, what the fuck was that?
28 Weeks Later? You guys haven't seen that? Come on.
The
Chat, help
zombies
me
are
out.
running. That always puts me off. Why are they running?
Help me out, chat. You guys got my back. I know you do.
Chad always does.
Yep.
Okay, Knights are online. That will help. Pally is here. Hopefully he's a little nicer to the dwarf who's back in 30 seconds. Dark Ranger also there. Is Labby going into Banshees this time? It doesn't feel like it, right? It's double crypt. And that's it. Slaughterhouse, of course, for stat use. No Banshees. Where's the love for the Banshees?
Yeah, they will be necessary eventually, but for now, LabyRinth is just going to rely on the soon-to-be level 5 Lich, the soon-to-be level 3 DK to carry him. Oh, nice staff out with the coil is mid-air. And the silence comes through. 3 Fiends about to fall, but I mean, you do have to kill the units to kill the units, so if these get away, that would be excellent for LabyRinth.
Dude, Carson, your wisdom this tournament is absolutely incredible. 2 + 2 is 4. You gotta kill the units to kill the units. Thank you for enlightening us for 5 days straight, basically.
Yep.
Second expo coming up. Socks getting more and more comfortable. These fiends, they're hurting, and only hero focus is the counter to that. Stormbolt, kill again. Holy Light is ready to save this Archmage. Oh, 2 Knights down though.
Yeah, that's very, very expensive, and Knights for Fiends, of course, is going to be a favorite trade for LabyRinth.
6 around there. And the
Paladin.
Paladin, okay, maybe he's not that comfortable anymore. Labby turns this game around at the arrival on tier 3 for the human. The downfall of the Mountain King started it all. Level 2 on the Dark Ranger now. Level 5, 3-2. And the gyros are falling as well. Total takeover by LabyRinth for now. But he has to stop that third base.
And he definitely will at this stage. Cancel. Peasants go down. And that Mana Stone kicking into overdrive now as Sock just tries to creep his MK to level 3. I said it was going to be minutes. I should have said maybe even hours for this Mountain King to get level 3. He's still just barely reaching it at this marketplace now.
Time is relative, you know? For some it's minutes, for some it's hours. For the Mountain King it's a greater mana. And that was consumed. Oh no, just picked up now. Pally back in 10. Archmage no TP. LabyRinth is soaking up experience on the left hand side for these level 3 Dark Rangers. And another big consumable. This next fight is gonna be wild, but Sock doesn't want to take it yet. Needs more production, needs more upgrades, needs more levels. Red Spot is close to him now.
Greater mana for the Death Knight now. That's infinite coils and infinite novas now for LabyRinth. He's not going to be struggling to find the nukes.
That's so sick. I mean, you do have infinite Novas coils already thanks to the stat use, but put these item on top of it. Infinity squared.
Yes, exactly. Maybe the Paladin could get some solo experience to make up for this. This is going to be actually close to level 3. So sick to be able to give an entire red camp to your third hero solo. It feels so good. This is going to be at least 2.8. There it is.
Oh my god, 200 experience. That was sick indeed. Little bit of a stalemate now. Looking at the upgrades. 2-1 for Labby. And finally, the Temple of the Damned.
Yeah, very, very necessary. And of course, for Sock, then he will pivot into Fragsharp Mortar teams. But then, for LabyRinth, it's good that he's waited so long to go into Banshees. He's got the nuke ready. You can one-shot these mortar teams, and then you can shark for damage. Just coil Nova mortar teams, one after the next, and then eventually bring the Banshees in for one big fight. That's the difficult stage for human when these undead heroes get this high level. You need to be super on point. But for now, Sock, at least he's caught up in supply yet again.
Yeah, this is where the matchup is the most awesome, I think. Late game, 16, 20 minutes. This is where the army is pretty much even. Levels, not 100%, but oh yeah. Oh, this push. is really dangerous. Lich, drive-by, 2 towers. This is a little bit of mana burn, not necessarily what you want, but I mean, you can't just eat your own units and then you're back to full mana again. Banshees not coming in just yet. Second temple coming, so it's just a little bit of distraction. Working well, though.
Yeah, Sock might have a good fight here, though, before the Banshees, potentially. By the way, first Peasants of the game actually go down there, so not too bad for Sock, all things considered. The positioning for Labyrinth, quite good, except for those couple of forwarded Fiends. Staff there saves 1 Knight, and Coil saves 1 Fiend, but the Knights have gotten good position. With +2 attack, they're going to start killing all these Fiends.
Ooh, wow, we'll see if they survive, though. The clap is massive, but it feels like we have a certain lack of staffs. These Knights are just falling way too quickly. Why is there so much mana on this Paladin? Why is there no Holy Light? Because of silence. Now he's saving 1, but 3 are about to fall.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Nova has just killed everything. He landed, I think, 3 or 4 Novas in this fight so far. And yeah, some Fiends are falling, but I think 5 Knights have died. Paladin silence, no Divine Shield currently, and Staff on cooldown.
Sock is down to the heroes. And a Knight, but that Knight is... Okay, scratch that. It's dead. And maybe so is the Mountain King. Maybe so is Sock. Maybe that's the last human here. This MK and Paladin have to carry, both invulnerable at the moment. Hail Mary on the Lich, but there's an Invo Potion, there's a TP, just wants to get him out of his face. Another exit kill. Can't use the Holy Light as a nuke because he needed it. Oh, Archmage! Whew, Staff ready. Town Portal not used. Knights are coming in, but immediately killed. Sock down to his last leg.
Yeah, not to mention the Greater Mana just used. Mana Stone's still available. And he could just Dark Ritual and A-Bomb and stay here for the rest of the game. All the Peasants are down. Sock has managed to get another base up at the Turtle Camp, but as has Labyrinth. Mortar teams only now coming in, and Ghouls split off to that new base that just started mining. Really good play from Labyrinth this series.
Exactly. Nice heads-up play. He was trailing a little versus Happy, but who isn't? Here against Sock. I mean, game 1 was a little off with the Pally. This one was pretty much straight up. It looked like Sock was able to come back, but at this stage of the game, down to 60. Echo ruined up against... Oh, I was about to say 3 bases, but these flying machine bombs will take care of it eventually. But it's also production loss. This is farms lost. This is blacksmith gone. Sock needs a miracle.
Potentially human gone out of the tournament. And the Lich nearly level 6. Death Knight nearly level 5. Dark Ranger nowhere near level 5. But the nuke is what's important. Blacksmith being rebuilt. But oh, Paladin could actually just die here, maybe.
What? No way. So close to home while being healed. I think the treatment is not effective enough. Another staff. Okay, that's double healing now. And with that, he's safe. Whew.
Oh, positioning for Labyrinth, a little fumbly-bumbly. Abominations in the front is good. Fiends managed to make to the back of the gold mine, but the statues now have been taken out. I love that Sock has consistently put the water elemental on the statues when possible. Quite nice, but the Knights aren't standing the test of time. This is about to be level 6 on the Lich in no time.
Paladin is back. There we go. What do you do? Clap. There's so many skeletons. Labyrinth raising the dead and maybe raising the score to a clean 2-0. He's just not losing much here thanks to the coils. A little bit on nuke on that Mountain King. Same on the Lich. Might be forced into a town portal soon, but there's just no mana without the Blood Mage. The Brilliants are not effective enough on level 2. Lich in trouble, but that... Oh no, he just dies!
No.
With the town portal! Are you kidding me? That was the one move! The one mistake! Labyrinth, 1,000 gold!
Surrounded?
What?
Death Knight is dead. Death Knight is dead.
way!
He's gone. He's done so. He's out of here.
Holy Light
He's
getting
with the fishes.
baptized and burned!
Oh, and that Expo's still mining. Somehow the ghouls were dealt with. I don't know if it was a water elemental. I don't know what, but we thought it was game over, and a massive mistake. I don't know why Labyrinth didn't just get out.
Throw of the century! Okay, it's not over. It's still 2 base undead. He can recover. But Lich dead, DK dead. That's 6 and 5 heroes gone. Oh my god. Tavern revive as well. How to burn through 1,000 gold. 101.
And now the Banshees are finally here. That's what was missing. That's another reason why LabyRinth should have just town portaled there, but... Alright, Mountain King, Paladin, closer to level 5 than they've been in quite a while in this matchup, I'm sure. And maybe if Sock can scrape together those levels, he can make the difference with Nuke.
He's still in a chokehold. Sock is still facing elimination. But
Push
maybe...
vulnerability. Whoops.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake. Shouldn't really happen here. Can the Banshees take over? Literally. To get these knights. We do have possession, but he's not using it. Scrappy game now.
Paladin needs to be careful. Divine Shield, is it off cooldown? It's not off cooldown. Wait, he's just dead. Okay, staff's out.
But he's missing.
King in the middle of everything.
Missing dearly. More knights dying. And Sock needs to recover. But the supply gap's closing. Was 20 before the fight. Now it's 10.
Frag Shards was upgraded earlier, so the more teams can come out now to counter the Banshees. Yeah, you mentioned it. I'm surprised we didn't see any possession while these Banshees still had decent mana. They still have one. Archmage is just dead. And GG is just called. And that's 2-0. It was a little rough at the end, but LabyRinth makes it work.
Yeah, nice game. LabyRinth proving here that he can look quite good indeed. Of course, we remember back at Rarland, Sock was able to defeat Xlord in a crazy series there, but here, unfortunately, he falls. I feel like map 2, not many mistakes by Sock at all. Well played all the way through. Just LabyRinth really stepping up to the plate. Map 1, though, rifles. Why rifles?
Yeah.
If he had just gone Knight's Gyros, wouldn't that have been a great game? Like, if you go Knight's Gyros and you have the aura and you have the Holy Light to back you up, I feel like that could have been a way to success. Knight's Gyros, big army, 70 supply, go for a third base. I feel like that game could have been his, but decided to go for rifles instead. Of course, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Inner Fire rifles, but they certainly are much harder to execute than Knight's Gyros.
Well, well, well. That is an elimination for Sock for sure. Not another top 4 or even top 6 run. But this is the best LabyRinth result we've had in all of the War3 Champions finals. He will challenge Colorful at the end of the day for the lower bracket semi-final tomorrow, where it would be the first time that he reaches the final stage of this tournament, where of course all other players have been before. We had Happy there, of course, multiple times. Foggy was in the grand final. Soin won this tournament. Focus was in the grand final, and Colorful made it top 3 and top 4 before. So yeah, this is gonna be an amazing lower bracket round 2, everybody. This is set up now. We got 2 more series for you. Soin versus Focus, Orc Mirror, and Colorful versus LabyRinth to determine the lower bracket semi-final, to determine the final 4 alongside Happy and Foggy. And Remo, since you were lazy the entire day, would you please praise War3 Champions a little bit now to make up for that?
How can you not praise War3 Champions? It's the best server, it's the best setup, it's the best environment that we ever had to play Warcraft 3 on. Whether you're noob, a scrub playing down the grass league, or your ultra pro, War3 Champions has you covered with all your competitive Warcraft needs. And not just competitive. We got even more than that. We got things like ladder for Legion TD and other stuff as well. A big community there to enjoy. Go to war3champions.com, download the client, and break the chains of the terrible Battle.net experience and join War3 Champions, where we all belong. Also join their Discord. Why not? That's a very healthy community, active there, and this is where Warcraft is played nowadays. And of course, this is our big celebration of the platform and of our scene, and always a joy to highlight what those amazing coders and staff behind War3 Champions have been able to achieve. It's a pleasure to once again highlight what they have done, because yeah, War3 Champions is just the best. It's just the best. So download it, join us, and also stay tuned for more games.
Exactly. And I want to take a moment to give a praise to the map making community. We praise the players, we praise War3 Champions, etc. But man, War3Champions is of course the best ground to implement new maps. You mentioned Battle.net. The map pool in Battle.net is so outdated. I think there's the German wall is still on the maps on Battle.net. That's how old they are. Here in War3Champions, we got the updated versions of Aquals that you just saw in the last series. We got updated versions of Secret Valley, of Twisted Meadows. We also introduced new maps. Every new map that you see that you don't know from the 2000s of the golden age of Warcraft is coming from the map making community, like a Springtime, like a Rusty Creek, the newly introduced Eversong, Shallow Grave, Tide Hunters, all these amazing maps that replace the outdated maps like Turtle Rock, for example, and hopefully soon Amazonia. Screw Amazonia. Shout out to the map makers community for making this work, not only in 1-on-1 but also 2-on-2, 4-on-4, and all the other modes that we have. We set up the Orc Mirror and then we go into the second last set of the day. In the meantime, check out W3Cfinals.backtowarcraft.com and boost the prize pool. I want to see a 4 over Remo's head. I want to see the 4K crack this weekend. Rigor Mortis is helping us with the $10. All hail War3Champions, the savior of Warcraft. Right on, right on. There's profile pictures up as well to represent Undead, Orc, Human, and Night Elf in the ladder and to shout out your favorite players of all time. Little bit of a break and drying the tears of all the humans, and then we're back for the Horde.